Picture this. The conference room falls silent. The projector flickers and the VP leans forward, her expression unreadable. Then a colleague, the one you've always suspected had it out for you, clears his throat. He says, with just a touch of feigned concern, "Before we sign anything, I think we really should talk about what you did 5 years ago." Every head swivels toward you. Your pulse spikes. A cold sweat breaks out on your palms, and you can practically feel that promotion, the one you've worked so hard for, evaporating in real time. Most people in that moment would freeze. They'd stammer, they'd apologize, they'd try to defend themselves, digging themselves deeper into a hole they didn't even create. But not you. No, you won't. Instead, you'll reach into your toolkit and pull out a 500-year-old trick, a piece of strategic wisdom Niccolo Machiavelli himself tested in the blood-soaked, treacherous courts of Renaissance Florence. By the end of this, you won't just survive that ambush. You'll own the room, you'll shut down the attack with surgical precision, and you'll walk out with more leverage, more respect than you ever walked in with. Ready to turn ancient wisdom into modern power. Let's go. The mistake is not the problem. The first, most crucial thing you need to understand, the bedrock of this entire strategy, is this. Your mistake, whatever it was, is old news. It's history, and Machiavelli, in chapter 10 of his timeless treatise, the Prince makes it crystal clear when he writes that men judge what they see rather than what they touch. For everyone can see, but few can touch. What's the modern translation? Perception absolutely beats history. Every single time. When someone weaponizes your past against you, they're not actually interested in the truth of that moment. They're betting on a predictable reaction. They're betting you'll defend the past, that you'll get flustered, that you'll try to explain away an old error. Don't fall for it. Defending your past, no matter how righteous your defense, instantly drags you into an argument you've already lost in the court of public opinion. You're playing on their turf, by their rules, and they've set the trap perfectly. Instead of getting defensive, pivot, shift the entire frame. Your goal isn't to justify yesterday, but to highlight the undeniable value you bring today. So, when that old ghost gets rattled, meet it with calm assurance. Say something like this: "You know, I'm genuinely glad you brought that up, because it perfectly illustrates precisely why I'm the safest pair of hands for this project right now. See what you just did there? You didn't deny, you didn't apologize, and you certainly didn't defend. You just shifted the entire conversation from historical liability to present reliability. The attacker expected shame, regret, maybe even a plea for understanding. But you served them gratitude, framed as an opportunity. The room dynamics flip instantly. Their attack, designed to diminish you, just became your launchpad for demonstrating current competence. It's a subtle but profoundly powerful move that disarms and redirects, forcing everyone to look forward, not back. The magnanimity move next up in Machiavelli's playbook for princes, and now for you, is the imperative to appear magnanimous. That's big, spirited, generous of heart. Why? Because generosity, especially when you're under attack, creates obligation. It disarms, it elevates, and it subtly puts your adversary on the back foot. When you're ambushed with your past, instead of meeting aggression with aggression, answer with a gift. Acknowledge their point, but then immediately convert it into a demonstration of your growth and foresight. Credit the attacker genuinely for giving me the chance to show how far I've come since then. Let's try an example line that puts this into practice. Thanks for the reminder. It's actually why I made sure to triple check our risk matrix for this deal, ensuring nothing like that can possibly touch us again. Notice what's happening here. You're not admitting fault in the traditional sense. You're absorbing the topic, taking their perceived weapon, and converting it into irrefutable proof of your meticulousness, your overpreparation, your commitment to preventing future issues. The audience isn't hearing contrition or weakness. They're hearing confidence, proactive problem solving, and a deep understanding of potential pitfalls. And here's the bonus, the delicious Machiavellian twist, the person who dug up that dirt. They now look small, petty, and perhaps even a little foolish for trying to undermine you, because you just turned their mud into fertile ground for your own reputation. You've demonstrated that you're not just a survivor of past mistakes, but a learner and an improver, making you even more valuable. Strategic silence sometimes, the smartest sentence isn't a sentence at all. Sometimes, the most powerful response is the one you never say. Machiavelli, ever the pragmatist, warns us that unguarded words can sink reputations faster than even the biggest scandals. If the past accusation hurled your way is fuzzy, vague, based on an old rumor, a half-truth, or just plain workplace gossip, don't dignify it with a detailed defense. Let it die of oxygen deprivation. Don't feed the beast. Engaging with vague accusations only gives them substance and legitimacy they don't deserve. Instead, respond with a calm, deliberate 3-second pause. Let the silence hang in the air, allowing the weight of the accusation to settle, but also allowing your composure to speak volumes. Then, with unwavering focus, pivot forward. I'm here to solve tomorrow's problems, not rehash yesterday's gossip. Let's stay focused on the timeline and the objectives we have right now. This move is incredibly powerful. The silence, combined with that forward-looking pivot, signals unequivocally that you are above playground games. You're not getting dragged into the mud. You're leading the charge toward the future. The room, sensing your calm authority, will invariably follow your energy. The attacker, left trying to fan the flames of a non-issue, is stranded on an island of pettiness, looking desperate and irrelevant. You've effectively dismissed their tactic without ever directly engaging or validating their attack, preserving your dignity and control. The fear. Love-dial Machiavelli famously pondered whether it's better for a ruler to be loved or feared. His conclusion: ideally you want both, but if you absolutely must pick one, choose fear. Now, let's translate that into social dynamics, not literal fear, but profound respect and a healthy understanding of your value. It's about commanding respect first and warmth second. If a past attack threatens your livelihood, your standing, or your ability to progress, this is when you dial up quiet dominance. This isn't about aggression. It's about projecting an unshakable sense of self, worth, and impact. Lower your voice just slightly, making them lean in to hear you. Lock eye contact, not aggressively, but with an unwavering gaze that communicates conviction. Then, deliver a statement that reasserts your undeniable contribution. Say something like, "If we're going to share histories, let's also share the revenue I've generated, the projects I've completed, and the results I've delivered since then. Numbers, unlike people, don't hold grudges. What you've just done is brilliant. You've reminded everyone in that room that your current, tangible value far outweighs any vintage gossip or outdated misstep. You're not pleading for mercy. You're issuing an invoice for respect, a clear statement of your ongoing worth. The fear here isn't terror, but the fear of losing your immense contributions. That fear, the fear of losing *U*, becomes infinitely stronger than any lingering anger or judgment over your past. You've effectively shifted the focus from a personal flaw to an undeniable asset, making you indispensable. The useful deed overload nothing, absolutely nothing, blots out a prior error quite like a current, undeniable victory. Machiavelli, with his characteristic pragmatism, writes that nothing makes a prince so well esteemed as to undertake great enterprises and to give a rare example of himself. The modern translation: stack visible wins, proliferate your achievements, When you sense a past grenade about to be lobbed your way, don't just brace for impact. Arrive armed with a fresh arsenal of results. These aren't just vague accomplishments. These are tangible, quantifiable successes. Glowing client testimonials, documented cost savings, impressive media clippings, successful project launches. Imagine this. The accusation is made, and instead of flinching, you calmly slide a stack of reports, a printout of a recent award, or a glowing email across the table. With a confident, almost casual air, you say, "All of this happened asterisk after asterisk that incident. Growth, as you know, compounds interest. The effect is immediate and profound. The room stops seeing the old you, the person associated with that past mistake. They start seeing dividend charts, progress reports, and undeniable proof of your current, thriving trajectory. You've effectively neutralized the attack without uttering a single defensive sentence. Your deeds speak louder than any words, and certainly louder than any whispers about an outdated past. You've demonstrated, not just claimed, that your past is a launchpad, not an anchor. Alliance shield lone wolves, as Machiavelli would attest, die first. Princes with strong, loyal allies survive palace coups and unexpected ambushes. He called this crucial tactic fortifying your foundations. Before any meeting where your past might even remotely surface, invest the time and effort to prep 2, maybe 3, trusted colleagues. Not to lie for you, but to redirect attention, to champion your recent work, to speak to your current character and contributions. When the blade comes, when that past mistake is brought up, one of your allies jumps in, seemingly spontaneously. Actually, they might interject. Her redesign of the X project cut our delivery time by 30%, which is directly impacting our Q4 numbers. Then, a second ally echoes the sentiment, perhaps adding, "And that attention to detail is why we trust her with the new Y initiative." The pylon of positive, current contributions becomes impossible to ignore. The attacker's narrative of your past is drowned out by a chorus of your present achievements. You don't even have to lift a finger. Your reputation, fortified by your alliances, defends itself. This isn't manipulation. It's strategic relationship building. Remember today's casual coffee runs. The small acts of support and collaboration you offer are tomorrow's character witnesses. Build those alliances quietly, consistently, and they will be your most potent shield. The one, line closer. Every effective ambush, every strategic maneuver, needs a decisive end. Machiavelli prized finality, the ability to close a chapter and move on. After you've deployed your tactics, after you've pivoted, magnanimously redirected, stood in strategic silence, flexed your value, and leveraged your allies, you need a one, line closer, that padlocks the subject forever. This isn't a defense, it's a declaration. Try something along these lines. I'm happy to keep proving that the lesson learned was absolutely worth its tuition. Now, let's close this deal. Or, that experience taught me invaluable lessons, and I'm focused on applying them to secure our future success. So, about this proposal, what you've just done is incredibly clever. You acknowledged the past without confessing guilt, signaled future upside and growth, and slammed the door on any further discussion. You've effectively communicated that the matter is settled, the lesson absorbed, and now it's time to move on to more productive matters. Anyone who keeps digging after that definitive statement looks obsessed, petty, and out of touch with the present goals. You walk out of that room having demonstrated your value, your resilience, and your forward momentum. Attackers will hesitate to discount you again, because they know you're not just prepared to defend yourself. You're prepared to turn their attacks into stepping stones. If these tactics already feel like body armor for your career, like the secret weapon you've been searching for, then you absolutely need to hit that subscribe button right now. I drop fresh psychology, powered scripts every single week, designed to help you handle everything from petty insults and cunning backstabbers to reputation snipers, all without breaking your stoic calm. And don't forget to tap that bell icon, because that's how YouTube actually shows you the next episode, ensuring you don't miss out on another crucial piece of strategic wisdom. Practice drill knowledge without rehearsal is just trivia. It's interesting, perhaps, but ultimately useless when the pressure is on. Machiavelli didn't just theorize, he observed and practiced. You need to do the same. Tonight, before you forget these insights, write a 2-sentence version of each of these tactics in your phone notes. Condense them to their absolute essence. Tomorrow, pick just one. Don't wait for a high-stakes confrontation. Use it in a low-stakes meeting. Maybe deflect a joke about your coffee spills, or gracefully handle a minor criticism about a forgotten email. This isn't about being Machiavellian in every interaction. It's about conditioning your neural pathways. You're training your brain and your demeanor to stay cool, calm, and collected when the stakes inevitably spike. Machiavelli drilled diplomacy, strategy, and statecraft the same way. Constant low-risk rehearsals until the moves became ingrained, until they were muscle memory. When that true ambush comes, your response won't be a panicked reaction. It'll be a practiced, elegant, and devastatingly effective counter move. You'll execute with the effortless grace of someone who's been preparing for this moment, not just reacting to it. The ethics override all right. Let's be crystal clear. We're keeping this clean. While Machiavelli might have endorsed manipulation for its own sake, modern markets and sustainable careers reward authentic competence and genuine character. Use these powerful tools, these strategic insights, to protect an *earned reputation, to defend your legitimate achievements, not to mask ongoing fraud or systemic misconduct. If your past truly includes real harm, true ethical breaches, then these tactics aren't a substitute for genuine restitution, sincere apology, and tangible efforts to make amends. Power without conscience corrodes eventually, leaving behind a wasteland of distrust. Your ultimate goal here is to build sustainable authority, a reputation that endures, not a short-term con. Remember, Machiavelli's wisdom, when applied responsibly, helps you manage perception and project strength, but it doesn't negate the need for a solid foundation of integrity. Strategy plus integrity equals a reputation that not only weathers the storms of gossip and attack, but thrives and grows, becoming an unshakable force in your career and your life. It's about being effective, yes, but also about being genuinely valuable. So, when someone tries to mortify you with ancient history, remember this. Don't defend the past, magnify the present. Gift your attacker a compliment, turning their blade into a testament to your growth. Stay silent when the chatter is vague, letting it wither without your attention. Dial up respect through quiet dominance, reminding everyone of your undeniable value. Flood the room with fresh achievements, letting your current success overshadow old shadows. Preload allies who will speak for your present contributions, building an impenetrable shield. And finally, end every ambush with a one-line closer that padlocks the topic, signaling finality and forward momentum. Do all 7, and you won't just survive the hit. You'll leave the room worth more than when you entered. The next time a ghost from yesterday rattles its chains, you won't flinch. In fact, you might just smile, because you'll know that ghosts, when handled with Machiavellian precision, make excellent, sturdy stepping stones to your next great triumph.